All right, so if you've been watching for a while, you've probably picked up on the fact that I'm kind of a shape snob. I'm really particular about my shape. So now I've had a problem where it's really hard to find particular twin tails, and even though you get a twin tail, sometimes it's not a true twin tail. I made a video kind of outlining this. If you want to watch it, it's up in the corner.
So first things first, we're actually going to modify the wheelbase. I made this little jig. I 3D printed it. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on it, but it's going to work for what we need. We only need to modify the tail's wheelbase because then everything else will kind of just fit. Then we can just trim away part of the nose to make the nose and the tail length match. Like I said, this little jig is not perfect, so we gotta try to make it as perfect as possible. New hole one. Right on the 14.
Some people are just naturally better at certain things, and I feel like the shape of your board can either help or be a deterrent to how good you are on a skateboard. I definitely think that it has a lot to do because nothing is more consistent than, you know, having two of the exact same shapes as your popping surface. I mean, it opens up new opportunities for lines, it makes it so it's easier to get used to, and it makes it so both of your feet know exactly how this board is gonna pop. Consistency, that's all it is. That's why I'm such a shape snob, and that's why I think twin tails are amazing, because you just get a level of consistency with your pop, with your tricks, makes it a lot easier to control what you're doing. So especially since lately I've been doing a lot of tech things, it's a lot nicer to be able to control the board without having to worry about where I'm at and just focus mainly on the muscle memory aspect.
Not the prettiest, but it'll do. I'm not gonna worry too much about the finish for now, just because it's a test. We're trying to see if it'll work in the first place, but let's grip it up and skate it. We are at the skate park. I just barely swapped everything over. We're just gonna give this a quick little test. See what it feels like, see if I think it's worth it. I guess here's the first ride. I don't know, let's get some tricks. I kind of think it is worth exploring a little further. I can definitely tell a difference between the nose and the tail. We're gonna get some full measurements here so we can really figure out what's going on. So as I went through before, the measurements aren't like, I didn't spend a ton of time on the finish, but I think for my first attempt, it's not bad. And I'm not really gonna do anything crazy on it because personally I'm not used to the board. I don't really feel like getting hurt on something stupid. So I was shooting for an 8 1/4 and I kind of messed up. I knew I messed up right in the middle of actually cutting the width. So I ended up with about an 8. I don't know how even or uneven it is. Yes, so the wood is just slightly a little light. It's like a 1/16 of an inch light on one side. So not a perfect cut, but that's okay. I was shooting for an 8.25, but I got about an 8, which kind of feels like that. And due to the way the nose and the tail feel and how long they are with how thin the board is, it feels super needly. So it's kind of weird, but we're gonna get a nose and tail measurement. We are about a 1/16 of an inch short on that side. So just a little light on the nose. So I overcut on the nose, which is okay. I didn't expect it to be totally perfect. But the way it skated very interestingly. So the flimsy feeling could be from the miscuts, or it could also be from I've never skated these. I don't really skate these boards, like thank yous. I don't really skate them, so I don't know how they're supposed to feel. So that very easily could be it, but it feels kind of flimsy to me. So I think if I really were to dial it in, figure out a proper like way to get everything as close to perfect as possible, that would be the ideal way. And I definitely think this idea is worth exploring a little further, which is awesome. But I do have a suspicion as to why I think the nose and the tail feel a little weird. I kind of think it has different kick angles because this side definitely feels a lot sharper than this side. So we're actually gonna measure the kick angle on it.
So kick angle is like 35, almost 36 degrees with the trucks. Yeah, so the kick angle is about 36-ish degrees on this side.
So it is a little different. There's a slight difference in kick angle. So, and I can definitely feel that. So I guess one thing to really watch out for if you ever want to modify these boards is make sure you get one that has the same kick angle on both the nose and the tail. I think this idea is possible. I think this is worth exploring a little bit more. So maybe watch out for future stuff with this. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and figure out a better way to get more accurate and possibly invest in the proper tooling. I just kind of made what I had work today.